Hi everyone, and a big welcome. It's live one of our Masterclass series where we're going to teach you how to make your very own eye cream. So I hope everyone is excited. I'm Lisa Shirley, Community Manager, Formulating Botanica, and I'm here with Sarah and Suzanne. Sarah, if you'd like to say hello and just let everyone know what your job is.
Hi everyone, my name is Sarah. I work as part of the student experience team here at Formulating Botanica. So I help people get on board with their courses, help them get through anything if they're struggling, if they're feeling overwhelmed or anything like that, and help them just navigate the whole world that is the Formulating Botanica student journey. So Welcome everybody, and thank you for joining us tonight.
Hi everyone. I'm Suzanne. I work for the education team at Formulating Botanica. I do lots of different things for the education team. I'm a graduate as well. I've taken most courses with Formulating Botanica, and I'm so excited to be here. Thanks for joining us.
And I'm sure you've seen Suzanne in the group. She's also a student mentor working for us and gives fantastic advice. And we often get lots of DMs saying how helpful Suzanne has been. So we love her. Thank you so much. So if you're joining us, you might have heard we have another masterclass going, which is all about how to make your own eye cream, where we have 10 individual lessons that you can watch. Really easy, super simple. We break everything down. We even give you your own ingredients list, a supply guide, and a workbook to help you formulate along. And you're formulating with, thousands of people all around the world. So it really is easy and completely achievable. Sarah, what's it like when you see everyone take part in the masterclass and you see everyone making their creams and starting to formulate?
It's amazing because you see so many people realizing how easy it is and how easy it is to achieve their dreams of becoming a formulator. It's also how I started I am a student and graduate of Formulating Botanica as well. And I started on a masterclass as well. And I've gone through and I've not only done most of the courses, but I'm now working for Formulating Botanica as well. So I get to give back what I had. And it's lovely to see that same journey being repeated for everybody else. It's lovely.
Exactly. And Suzanne, I think you were a student first and then you came to work with us. So you're obviously a big fan of Formulating Botanica. How has it changed your life? I know you're working on your brand. So how does that link? Like when you start formulating, you find Formulating Botanica and then something else kind of like starts in your life. Like how great is that?
It's amazing. For me, it has been a life changer because I worked a desk job. I had a publishing business, and sitting in front of the computer really I wanted change. I wanted to start making our own products at home. So this has been life-changing for me because now the only two things I don't make are toothpaste and sunscreen, but everything else for our family I make, which is amazing. And it's so much fun. It is easier than I ever thought possible. And yeah, so I'm excited about this masterclass.
Absolutely. And if you join the masterclass, you're going to see everyone sharing their pictures in our Skincare Entrepreneur Mastermind group. I hope you're all a member of that. We have Eliziani in the comments. I'm sure she can share the link to the group. So please do join that, because as we go on through the weeks, you'll see a ton of people sharing their cream, making emulsions, adding botanicals. It really is amazing. Oh, there you go. So what we're going to do today is just show you how simple it is. We're not going to get too technical. We're just going to show you how people set up their labs and how people get started. And a couple of our students who started with the masterclass and they've gone on to do great things. So yeah, we're going to keep it simple and just show you how achievable it is to formulate from home. So let me find the slide pack. There we go. So how to create your home lab and get formulating. And before we start, actually, because I forgot to ask in the beginning, I would just like everyone to know just who has their workbook. I can see a ton of names here. Tamara, Yolanda, Fiona. I know Suzanne's got her workbook. Marie. Just, feel free to jump in the comments, say hi, let us know if you've downloaded it. You'll see a little description wherever you're watching this live, and there should be a link to the masterclass where you can get your free ticket to the masterclass, download all your materials, and get started really, really soon. So yeah, let me know if you have your book. Okay.
It's coming up so soon, Lisa. I'm getting really excited.
It's Thursday, 24th of April, where we start. So it is just around the corner. So everyone watching, who would like to make their very own eye cream? And I know the answer to that is yes, because you have tuned in to this live. Well, I can hear some background noise. Is that just me? Is that you, Suzanne, or is that you, Sarah?
No, it's not me. It's very quiet here.
I don't think it's me.
Oh.
It might be a bit of feedback. Maybe I can't hear it.
Maybe it's me. Let me know in the comments if you can hear any feedback. If it's just me, then that's fantastic. We'll just carry on. Okay, a few things to cover before we begin. Okay, so why make a cream? It is a great place to start up leveling your skills. So Suzanne, why is it great when you first start formulating to make a cream? Because there's so many things you can make out there.
It is. And I can tell you there's nothing more satisfying than being able to have control over the ingredients that go into making your own cream. Because we've learned so much, the students at Formula Botanica have learned so much about, when you pick up a product and you can look at the ingredients and you know exactly what's in it and exactly what shouldn't be in it, and you have some control. So that's one of the reasons why. Second is because it saves you a lot of money to be able to make your own products and make them in large quantities, and also to be able to gift them to friends. There's so many reasons I could go on.
Exactly. But the point is, it's simple, it's
Yes.
easy to do. And then from there, you can kind of up level and really get your skills going.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, as you said, Suzanne, everyone starts as a beginner. And I just wanted to put this example there. This is someone who's actually taken our courses and graduated. And she says, from no knowledge to knowing how to make natural skincare, which is what it's all about. And we have 21,000 students all going to this goal of having no formulation experience, most of them, and then learning to make products you can actually buy off the shelves, which is incredible. And that is why we were the #1 online learning school.
And
So,
that was one of the things that I asked myself when I started with Formula Botanica with one of the master classes was, I have no chemistry background. So how am I going to know what this is all about, what it means, what it does for the skin? But this is one of the reasons why Formula Botanica really helps, is because you don't need any prior experience, especially with a master class. You can join in and not know anything at all about making your own products. And these master classes take us step by step. So
absolutely. And a lot of people say that, and that is a message that we repeat constantly in our Green Beauty Conversations podcast, in our messaging, in our blog, everything. So yeah, spot on, Suzanne. So #2, you get to learn all about botanicals. So there is a whole world of ingredients out there. Sarah, I'm going to come to you on this one. I know you gave me a tester when we last did the meetup of a hand cream you were making. I will obviously see you posting in the classroom all the time of stuff you're working on. What's it like when you kind of learn formulation and you kind of, get to know all these ingredients that you can play around with?
It's truly inspiring, to be honest, because when I first started, I knew a little bit. I didn't know a lot. I couldn't do a cream. I was working with just oils and butters. And this whole new world opened up to me when I did this masterclass, and I realized I could make a cream. I could do work with waters and preservatives and all these wonderful botanical extracts that are around. And more are coming out on the market all the time as well. And that's the real bonus, is you get to choose your favorites. You're not limited to what's in a pot that you buy. You can go out there, you can look at your suppliers and just choose what you want to do. And once you learn how to research your ingredients, which is what our courses teach you, you can really sort of expand your knowledge. Your imagination is your only limitation. That's what I tell a lot of students.
I like that.
And it's true. There is no end to what you can do. And now my favorite product to make is a gel, which I never thought I would ever enjoy making. But where, if someone says, "Oh, can you make whatever?" I'll go, "Oh, can I make that into a gel? How would I do that?" My first question. So yeah, it is completely and utterly just life-changing once you see what's available. And the masterclass will give you a real great start into how to use them, when to use them, and just how to understand them all. And that's the first step. And this masterclass does that really, really well.
We have a new colleague, actually, Annika, and I interviewed her today, and her favorite thing to make is a gel. So you are...
Oh, I have a buddy.
She even said that. She said, "I didn't think it would be me, but my favorite thing to make is a gel." So there we go.
I shall have to meet her.
Exactly. Okay. So moving on. So yes, this is another example. One of our students, Anna, "I can finally achieve the first step of my dream." And you see tons of posts like this. This is actually from the online classroom, which Sarah and Suzanne are a member of. And it's when you become a student of ours, we let you into an exclusive Facebook group, and you'll see people sharing formulations they've made all the way from the beginning to the end, asking you advice from our community and sharing steps along the way. And Anne's brand is absolutely gorgeous. Okay, number 3, now safety. We're going to cover this in the masterclass. We're going to cover this as we go. We teach you how to measure your ingredients safely, and that is really important because a lot of the time people discover formulation, they go to the internet, they want to do all these DIYs. So Suzanne, how do our education team make sure that everyone at home is making something that is safe and stable and tested and able to do at home?
Well, I think this is one of the most important things because, as you mentioned, Lisa, there are tons and tons of videos you can look at on YouTube and online on how to make products, but not safely. So Formula Botanica has taught us the importance of measuring, how to measure your ingredients, why they should be measured so carefully, how to preserve them properly if they contain water or not, how much of each ingredient to use, because everything has a dermal limit, meaning there's only so much that you can use per ingredient for your skin safely. So Formula Botanica does such an effective job for this by giving us ingredient directories and supplier links to using safe suppliers. So I think safety should be number one. I mean, we are putting these products on our skin, near our eyes, near our mouths and on our hands. So it's key.
Yeah, essentially this has been tested by our education team. We haven't just pulled stuff together from the internet. We've tried and tested it. We've created it so it is safe, stable, and able to use. You can give them away. You can think about how you want to maybe start your journey making stuff from home and creating your own brand. But yeah, that is very important. As Suzanne says, we do take safety very, very seriously.
Yeah.
And these are some people that have started to order their kits for the masterclass. My scales have arrived, so today I'm finally starting to formulate. I'm over the moon. My home lab is coming together little by little, and this is how it starts. This is how you get excited by formulation. You find some people to help you formulate, and that is us. And we give you everything you need for this masterclass. You just need to get your free ticket, download the free materials that we give you, and you can find where to find these kits. I know Suzanne has really worked hard on these, has been very much a part of it, up to the design, absolutely everything. So we really have tried to make it as easy as possible. And when you actually get these kits, they are so amazing. Everything is in there. All you need to do is find a few extra things that you have hiding in your kitchen cupboard. It really is so simple, but we are the first step to really making this eye cream from home.
Yes, and I think, Lisa, that Formula Botanica I'm really impressed because we've done a really good job out of pairing up with suppliers to put these kits together. So it takes the guesswork out of where should I buy my supplies and what kind of tools will I need and how much of each. So these kits really are helpful.
Exactly. And that is the question everyone has, because everyone has this natural confusion at the very beginning. Even if they formulated for a little bit, they still can be a little bit confused. So yeah, we really have taken the guesswork out of so much. So I really do encourage everyone to download those materials. And please do let me in the comments if you've done it, because when people do download and see what we're giving away for free, this isn't information you can just find on the internet. It really is super, super valuable and gets everyone really excited when they first download it. So I'm excited for that stage. And if you do download them, let us know in the Skincare Entrepreneur Mastermind group that you have. Let us know you've joined the masterclass, because the more the merrier, and as the energy goes up, it really is a fun place to be in that group. Okay, number 4, an important one. Everyone can formulate. We all start in the same place. Sarah, do you remember what you first started to formulate? And if you thought, oh no, can I do this? Can I not? What were the emotions when you first started to realize you wanted to do this?
My very first product was coconut oil, shea butter, and an essential oil.
Right.
And I was working in milliliters, not safe at all. I was working in volume, not weight, which we've already discussed, and you'll learn more about in the masterclass as you go. And I thought it was brilliant. I was making this beautiful balm. It was beautiful. It smelled lovely. And then I did a masterclass and realized how bad they were in terms of safety and stability and all sorts of other things as well. So yeah, don't, this is a great sort of 10 lessons where you're going to be thrown in really quick, but really fun as well, with like bite-sized pieces. So we're going to show you everything step by step, as Suzanne's mentioned, but it's going to be done in a way that's understandable, it's easy to digest, and you're going to get sort of a really great snapshot of what a paid course is about. But you'll still be able to come out of this masterclass knowing how to make an emulsion, having that eye cream that you can recreate for yourself, and seeing how easy it is to do everything right. And I think, so for those of you that have played around a little bit, I think if you're like me and you were doing it in volume, and you're just playing around with a handful of ingredients, you are going to absolutely love what we're about to show you. So yeah, it is really inspiring when you see how easy it is.
Yes.
Absolutely. Suzanne?
If I can add something to that, you'll be amazed. And so there's nothing like learning how to make an emulsion when somebody's guiding you. Because I can tell you one thing, you can put butters and oils together and make a body butter or make balms and that kind of thing. But making an emulsion, so you're combining oils and waters and making like a cream or a lotion, it is so helpful to do it with somebody there that you can ask questions to, and somebody that's guiding you to why things work. It'll make so much more sense that once you get to create an emulsion, you'll realize all the different things that open up for you that you can learn from there. All the lotions and creams. Emulsions are the basis of many conditioners and shampoos, and it just opens up your world. But you have somebody there that you can rely on, that you can get supported. And not only that, but you guys are lucky because it's all free. It's just amazing.
Exactly. That is a great summary. 2 good quotes from you, Sarah and Suzanne. Good for formulating. Did we ever do them? Okay. So yeah, everyone can start in the same place, which is what we really do emphasize, as Suzanne says, at this company. And as Suzanne kind of mentioned there, you get to find your passion. Like, I've never been this passionate about my field of work before. We really do see people in the community just finding this, and it changes their life, but it's also brings people just so much joy being able to make stuff at home, because they want to start a brand, or because they want to just make things at home. They would just want something for themselves. And that really is the thing we see in the thousands of people that take part in our masterclass every single year. Okay, number 5, confidence. So our community breaks new ground every day. So how many posts, Sarah, do we see? Well, not how many exactly, but just, give me an idea of the amount of people posting all the time, like sharing their tips, commenting on other people's posts. How does it look like in our community, and how does that help people go along with the masterclass?
Well, I think, in the community groups, we've got tens of thousands of students, and I think what's lovely about it is that everyone helps everybody out. So you can make a post, you can ask your questions, you can share your successes, and then loads of people will jump on that and sort of congratulate you or offer advice, and just sort of make it even more special or even more intense than what it already is. And I think, I don't have a number on sort of how many we have every day, but I get a notification every time somebody does post, and my inbox, I'm deleting it 6 or 7 times a day because it's really overrun. So, and it's really lovely because you post a cream that you've made, and everyone will jump on going, oh, I love the color, I love the texture, that that sounds beautiful, it smells, sounds like it smells lovely. And you get that reinforcement that you're doing well, and you get that positivity. And the one thing to remember is about the community, it builds your confidence, because everyone is on the same road to wanting to formulate organically and naturally and holistically. So everyone helps each other out, everyone boosts each other. Yes. It's not a community whereby you're challenged or chastised for asking what might seem to you a silly question. Is a question we absolutely love to receive. So yes, it is quite the community, and quite the confidence builder. And I was a nervous wreck when I joined. I really was. I really thought I'd bitten off more than I could chew, and it was the community that got me through in reality. The tutors were great as well, but
quite
seeing what everybody, it was, and it really sort of gave me the strength to step outside of my comfort zone. So yeah.
Amazing. Thank you, Sarah. And just a shout out, I've seen people got their workbooks. Patrick's got his workbook. Fiona's got to get hers. Fiona, don't worry. There should be a link in this live, wherever you're watching it. Just scroll down. You should be able to see it and grab your ticket. Judy has her workbook. Amazing. Keep going, everyone. Make sure you download those free materials because that is what it's all about. Okay, actually met this student we went to in Cosmetics Global in Amsterdam, and her name is actually covered here. I believe it's Judy. Can you see her name, Judy, on there? She was absolutely lovely, and just couldn't believe how Formula Botanica had changed her life, and she travelled all the way there. She was such a lovely person, so I'm so happy to follow her journey. It truly is life-changing. And this person says, thank you for starting me off on my formulation journey. And this is what Suzanne was just saying. Like, it really is, people find the masterclass, they then do go on to create other things, and you don't have to, but it just encourages you to, because something changes in you when you complete this cream and you start watching these lessons and get all the way to lesson 10 and you realize you can do it at home. And that is what we are all about.
Lisa, I just wanted to add that I think it's really amazing how it's such a global community.
Mm-hmm.
I'm in Canada, you're in the UK. We have some of our team members in the US and Brazil, and I mean, they're everywhere. But
Yeah.
I mean, Formula Botanica has taught in over 193 countries.
Yeah, that's great.
So we all come together out of something that we have in common, which is formulating or learning to formulate, learning to make something that you haven't made before. So we can all support each other. It's a really beautiful thing.
Yeah, the international community is reflected in our students, but it's reflected in our team as well. We have plenty of people studying from all over the world, and we really do champion that. And we student, you are a part of the world. And you are often get questions saying, is this for me? I would encourage anyone that has a question to just email our help desk at hello@formulabotanica.com and just throw out a question. I know Eliziani's in the comments, if Eliziani can drop the email there, because we do welcome your questions. And I can guarantee we have probably heard that question before, because we answer thousands of tickets, and that is a good thing. We are happy to answer your questions, but please do send us a message into the help desk. And I believe Sarah might be the person to answer it.
Probably.
Done. Okay, so when people think about their lab, everyone gets a bit worried, like, what am I going to do? Do I need this? Do I need that? Do I need a professional lab? So Suzanne, how would you recommend people think about their formulation space? Do they need a big lab to get started? Do they need all this fancy equipment and everything? How can people do it at home and do it well and easy?
Okay, my first piece of advice is don't worry about it. You don't need that much space. You don't need a lab. You don't need a fancy separate room or anything like that. Most of us, if not all of us, when we started in our kitchen. We started in a separate little area of our kitchen using our stoves, which is perfectly fine. The one advice that I would give you is, if you can spare a drawer that is only for your formulating ingredients, tools, and equipment, whatever you end up getting, or just have a separate bin that has all your stuff in there, so it doesn't get poked around by people, so there's no pets or whatever lurking around, and then just keep it really simple. I like number 4 here is my favorite. Keep things simple.
Yeah, just get your formulation space, find a space in your house, get your equipment. We have Amazon links where we can suggest all the equipment that you need for the masterclass, and you'll find that in the masterclass as well, and we'll discuss it in one of our lives. But I'm sure Eliziani can share the links to our Amazon page if you're thinking about buying some extra equipment. We give you advice on supplies, and as Suzanne said, just keep things simple. You just need the bare minimum really to do this masterclass. In fact, to formulate in general, you don't need as much as you think, but number 4 should be number 1.
Yeah.
You really keep things as simple as possible, so please do keep that in mind as you go through. Yeah. Okay, so this is someone's formulation space. This is a student who just put their essential oils at the top because they love them. They just have a space in front. They have more of a equipment on the side that is a bit more technical for this, but it's just a space where they can formulate. So first one, what can I use to make my space safe? So Sarah, what would we suggest people do just to keep it as safe and as clean as possible?
Well, what I do, I still am formulating out of the kitchen, and there's 4 people in our household, so I have to ensure that all of my stuff is isolated. So I use stacking boxes for all of my stuff. You'd probably be able, for the masterclass, you could probably do just 2 small boxes because you don't need a lot of items. And I seal them, stack them on top of each other, pop them in a cupboard, and just make sure that I'm the only one who accesses them. Once I'm ready to use them, I take them out, I clean them, I clean the space I'm using, and just ensure that nobody else is around me while I'm formulating. And that's probably the safest way to go, because everything's cleaned before. It's cleaned, your space is cleaned, and then you clean them before you pop them away, and they're not touched again until you formulate again. And we'll teach you all about how to do this in the masterclass, and we've got an ingredients and an equipment live where we'll discuss it as well. So if you're not sure on what that entails, don't worry, we've got you covered.
Absolutely. And what can people use in their homes, Suzanne, when they're formulating? Because I know everyone thinks they need to go out and buy a ton of stuff, but what are some of the simple things you can use that might even be in your kitchen?
You know what? There's a lot that you can use that's in your kitchen, like bowls. You can use bowls. You can use your stove, obviously. A water bath. You can use like a little kitchen spatulas like this. You can use, and that's why I wanted to share my lotion that I made, the eye cream that I made, because these little mason jars, sometimes people use them for pickling. You can use these as containers. You don't have to overthink it. You can use spoons to mix, like, any sort of little metal spoon that you can use is perfectly fine. It doesn't take much. I bought the first couple of tools that I bought was at my local dollar store because I didn't want to spend too much. I wanted to make sure first I liked it and I would enjoy it before I was hooked in buying and spending more. But very simple.
Absolutely. And what other things do I need to consider? I'm just pointing to the masterclass for this one, because obviously we help you make an emulsion in this one. So we tell people just to pop it in their fridge, and then before we start adding botanicals and then preserving it, we get a lot of questions on that. People thinking they need to put it in a certain container, like a certain special thing that they need to buy to refrigerate it. No, you just put it in the fridge. It really is that simple. Does anyone have any extra things they want to add about the space? Anything that you've done at home that has worked really well?
No, the only thing that I would say is just make sure you go through the workbook and look at the recommendations there for ingredients to buy, and look at the links that are there for the suppliers that have put together the kits, because that makes it so much easier. So then you're not scrambling for what to buy or how much of it.
Exactly. Okay, moving on. Okay, so your home lab. Let's start with the basics, because that is all you need to begin formulating, as we have said. So what a couple of things do we need? We're going to have to go through all these in detail, and we do cover this, as Suzanne said, in the free materials. So again, reminder, grab your ticket, download the free materials, because everything is in there, like described really well. This is just kind of a taster. But so we've got pH strips, beakers, whisk, scales, and we teach you how to use absolutely everything. My favorite thing on this list is beakers. I love little beakers. I've got a real thing for mine. They're so cute. Well, we have a lot of people asking questions about scales, Sarah, all the time. Like, what scales can I get? Yeah, there you go. Suzanne's got hers ready to go. Can you just tell us, what kind of scales people can get for this masterclass? Because, people are always thinking they need to get a big thing from a manufacturer, but what do we recommend people do?
So in many places, they're called jewelry scales, and they need to go down to 2 decimal places. Thank you, Suzanne. For some of the ingredients, you're going to be measuring in very small quantities. So the 2 decimal places allows you to be very specific with what you're measuring. The Amazon links do have some scales listed. So if Elizabeth could share those in the comments, that would be really helpful. It is listed in the workbook as well, so you can take a look at them there. But yes, as long as they go down to 2 decimal places and can weigh up to 200 grams, you will be fine for this masterclass.
Yeah, absolutely. And we're just going to give you a taster here, because everything is in those free materials, but it's a time just to get excited. I know people can think, oh, I've got pH strips, like, what do I do? But it's really simple, and you'll find once you start using things like this, that the things that you're scared of actually become the fun part, which is, can happen with formulating.
Very true.
Okay. And as Suzanne was saying earlier, these kits that we put together, we put so much work into. We tried so hard. We tried to cover the whole world. Obviously, the world is a big place. But we've really done our best. So if you do download the supply guide and you see that there is someone not directly in your country, just try and go to the nearest one. Just have a look. Email us if you want to get some advice on it. But we really have done our best, and they do sell out. So if you do want to get one of these kits, just do it as soon as possible. And it's not a sales pitch. That is literally just a fact. We get people emailing us saying so-and-so sold out. We do as much as we can to get as many kits. We have thousands of people taking part in this masterclass to help as much as possible. We've created as many as we could, basically. Anything to add on the kits, Suzanne? Because I know...
Yes, please order them now, because April 24th is coming quickly. And before you know it, you'll be saying, oh, I can't start because my ingredients haven't arrived. So yes, order them as soon as possible. And as mentioned, go into your study area, bookmark it for sure. We'll get into that, but bookmark it so that you've got everything handy.
Absolutely. That is a good tip, actually, Suzanne. I need to do that more. This is Sarah. Actually, I also met Sarah again at INCOS. And so this is a great example. So how it started, getting ready to formulate a night cream in my home lab. Perfect example. So she has a very simple setup here, and she's ready to go. She now has her own brand, a multi-award-winning brand. She recently just took more awards at the Beauty Shortlist Awards 2025. And she's been going for 6 years. And I think I just added her to the newsletter going out this week because she said to me she would not be here without Formula Botanica, and she is so grateful. And there's really, that just says it that right there. She would never have been able to create her brand without starting the masterclass, without, learning with us. So we are just so humbled to see her success, and we know there's going to be more success for her in the future. So that is just so amazing to see. I'm always seeing posts by Sarah.
In that picture there, Lisa, that balm right at the back on the left-hand side, the one that's slightly yellow.
Oh, yeah?
Not the yellow one at the front, but the one at the back. I have that, and it is absolutely amazing. I put it on my face. It's a cleansing balm, and I wash it off, and it just feels so silky soft. It's lovely.
That's funny you say that, because I mentioned that cream to her, and then someone else came over and mentioned that cream to her, and you have just mentioned that cream on this live. So I'm going to have to email her and tell her, yes, it is. Lorraine gave me a sample of that, and I was very, very sad, very, very sad when it ended, and I will be purchasing more. So yeah, I'm glad you said that, Sarah. Okay, this is another graduate of ours, Bridget. I finally set up my home formulation space, and look at this tiny space. She just has her ingredients at the top. She has her scales at the bottom. You don't need a large space to get started. You can get started wherever you are. If that is not proof, I don't know what is. But look how simple the setup is. I'm all set up for the masterclass and ready to go. So she just has some scales, her equipment. She's got a few extras there, and that's it. Lovely window. If you don't have a window, you don't need one. You can just get started at home wherever you are in your kitchen. This is a fantastic picture. She sells mostly in around her hometown in America. She's doing really well. She's now in other stores. I started this out of my kitchen upstairs. My dining room is formerly botanical headquarters. It's very simplistic, but it works for me, which is just, amazing. And she's doing so well, expecting huge things from her. And this is Makisha. Lab space and office all set up. That was easy. So this is her getting ready to do the masterclass. This was a while ago, and this is now her brand. She's doing so well. How it's going. She has her very own thing, and that is what it's all about. So many people just want to have their own business, have something that they're really, really proud of, and that they can take on into the future. And it doesn't have to be huge. It doesn't have to take over the world. You can if you want, or you can have 2 products and sell locally. It's all about happiness, and that is what we say to everyone. This is Lorana. I'm so to the moon excited that my home lab is coming together little by little. At this point, I need to have a think about what I need for now. I was finally able to correctly measure my essential oils with my new jewelry scale, as Sarah was saying earlier. We do not measure in drops, but we will go into that as we go on. And this is just an example of 2 more labs. I pulled some labs out of this skincare entrepreneur mastermind group that I could see. And it's just an idea of 2 different labs. Like someone's taken over this space. Someone's made a little space in the kitchen. I know we've said it a few times, but I cannot say it enough. You really can make a space your own.
Yep.
and this is 4 more. Everyone's space at home looks absolutely different. There's no wrong or right answer. It's just what works for you. You can see the person on the right is obsessed with ingredients. They've got a lot to go through there. And the second person wants to keep things tidy, a little more compact. You do you. So don't worry. There is no set formula.
I think that's really important, because you don't need a separate room. You don't need a separate area of your house. You can start anywhere. You can start in your kitchen, use a little tiny space in your kitchen for formulating and for taking the masterclass. Perfectly fine.
Exactly. And yeah, just 2 more examples of labs there. And we're at the end of the presentation. So I'm going to stop that and bring us back into the room. Yeah, so I hope that was it's just showing everyone that's tuned in just how simple it is. We wanted to keep this one really, really simple because everyone has loads of questions at the beginning. And as Sarah said, we mentioned the lives. Our next live is on Monday at 4 p.m. where we're going to be going through the ingredients for the masterclass. So everyone watching, download your materials, get ready, join the lives, get involved, post in the Skincare Entrepreneur Mastermind group, just formulate along with us. As we were talking earlier, there's thousands of people that take this masterclass across the world. As Susan mentioned, we're an international community and we help each other along the way making this cream. We really do not just throw you out there and you're by yourself. And that goes for the masterclass and with our courses as well. We really are with you along your learning experience. And we have a question here. Fiona says, do you need access to a sink during the masterclass? Sarah, what would we recommend this person?
You don't need access to a sink as such, not while you're formulating, but a small bowl full of soapy water would be good. I tend to use like a standard washing up bowl, fill it with warm soapy water, and then when I'm finished with whatever I'm working on, I just pop it in the bowl. And then later, once I'm finished, I go and wash up properly. Depending on what you're using, you might need to wipe it out first. You won't probably need to worry about that with the masterclass, but a bowl of warm soapy water will be fine.
Yeah, and Fiona, I would say join our live on Monday and also join our equipment live. I think it's going to be me and Sarah actually on the equipment live, so you're going to be seeing us again next week. But just some homework for everyone. Download your material Thursday, the 24th of April, because that is when we're going to be starting. And it's 10 lessons. And Suzanne, how easy are these 10 lessons to digest? As easy as possible for a community. But how do you see people kind of taking them in and formulating along?
Oh, it's amazing. I think they're very simple, very easy enough, put it this way, but easy enough that people in 200 countries can watch them, understand them, and take them in at their own pace. And on that note, I was noticing that somebody was asking about time zones and when can they watch them. So we can also mention that, yes, when the lessons come out, you can watch it in your own pace. You don't have to watch it live right at a particular time. So if you're working, and you can watch them when you get home, or you can watch them on the weekend. As long as you watch them, it's all good.
Indeed.
Absolutely. And you really do have 10 minutes. I know everyone has different lives out there, but we really have tried to make them really simple. If you're making dinner, just pop on the lesson in the background. You can always go back to it. And for these lives as well that we do on YouTube, wherever you're watching it's YouTube, you can always go back and watch the replay. You'll be able to see Suzanne and Sarah and myself forever now. Just go back and watch it. And that goes the same for all the YouTube lives we will be doing. Apart from lesson 10, lesson 10 is really special. So that one you have to tune in for live. But yep, I think we'll leave it there. So everyone, download your materials. We'll see you on the lives as we go through the masterclass. Thank you so much, Suzanne and Sarah, for joining us. It's been a really long, fantastic week for all of us. I've been doing stuff. These lovely ladies have been doing stuff as well. But we are so happy to join you today, and we will all be seeing you on more lives as we go through the masterclass. So
Yay,
thank you very much.
I'm excited.